So we just completed a hose central vac system that had been installed by another contractor about 10 years ago. And the house has just taken a long time to finish, a very long time. And so just now, when we finished the system and put the power unit on, put the hoses in, did we realize that something was wrong. And the basement hose in particular was very hard to pull out. And in the basement, you're pulling the hose down. The raceway is above you in the basement ceiling. That should be one of the easier ones to pull out. So looking at the hose raceway, first we tried our silicone spray trick, and that made a difference, but it wasn't enough of a difference. It was still going to be very difficult and not user-friendly. So we found that the piping they had run contained all these elbows, plus a couple more. And this was just way too many for the hose to retract smoothly. Really, the best practice for a retractable raceway is that you really want no more than 360 degrees of bends. And most of what you're putting in are 90s. So basically 4 of these is what you're aiming for. One at the top of the pipe coming up or down from the wall inlet, and then we try to do 3 more or less in the raceway itself, and ideally all on the same plane. Whatever height, the top of your wall is in your ceiling, you want everything to be at one height. Now, of course, you can deviate. The installation still has to conform to the structure, so we use these smaller offsets. These are 45 degrees. These are 22s. We really like to use 22s a lot more than 45, so if you need to do like up into a joist space, you can put a 22 onto a 90 like that. And that's not so bad, but still, the fewer elbows you have, the better it'll work. So let's count how many we have here. There were 2 sweep 90s that I'm not even showing, that they were left alone. But in addition to these, this is a 90 and a 45. This is a 90 and a 45. So we've got, let's see, 270 degrees of bend right there. And here's another 90, that's 360. Here's the equivalent of 2 90s. So that would be 450. 540. 630. We have almost 700 degrees of elbows sitting in this pile here. So this had twice the amount of resistance through the piping that is really prescribed. And it wasn't necessary. We were able to, in the space allotted for this piping run, in this basement ceiling, we were able to eliminate a couple of these 45 transitions entirely. And a couple of them we replaced with 22 degree offsets. And testing out that system again, it's a night and day difference. It works much better. So sadly, the original installer is no longer around. He didn't have the opportunity to come back and learn why this was not the right way to do it and what the proper way would have been. So that is what it is, but at least we were able to fix it for the customer. And I wanted to save this and share it so that I can hopefully help the viewer, you, avoid having an issue like this when you install your system or when you have your system installed. Thank you.